Hey guys, today we're going to go over 10 of the most popular questions I get asked on a day-to-day basis. These questions are from people who are already started or looking to get started. So they're all worth definitely checking out and stay until the end of the video to make sure that you get your questions answered. And if you have got any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So let's get to the video. What is Amazon FBA? Amazon FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. So what we're doing is we're using the e-commerce platform Amazon as a fulfillment service. For us to purchase products at a lower price, we will send them into Amazon's fulfillment centers, and what they would do, they ship them orders to our customers. So that saves us a lot of issues because a lot of people use Amazon on a day-to-day basis. We don't need to have our own facility to store all the items ready for our customers to purchase that stock. We also don't have to send them individual orders to our customers. What we do is we pack it all in a box, we send it to Amazon's fulfillment center, and when orders get placed for them items, Amazon sends them directly to the customer. This next one is always a tricky one to answer. How easy is Amazon FBA? And to be honest, principally, it is fairly simple. Like I've just said, we buy stock, we send it to Amazon, Amazon sends it to our customer. But it is a huge learning curve. You will come across lots of issues, lots of problems, and you've got to do a lot of learning, especially as not many people have done an e-commerce business before. So it's always worth trying to do a bit of research before starting, watching YouTube videos. There are plenty of videos on this channel, so make sure you check them out. But you need to understand that it all comes down to yourself as well. You are going to be put through your paces, and it's really easy to give up. So you have to have that mentality where you can continue going, progressing, and consistency is key with Amazon FBA. Is Amazon FBA passive income? And to be honest, what is passive income? Where you're doing hands-off work, because you're never going to find that. With Amazon, you are going to be working harder, especially if you're doing that alongside a 9-to-5 job. It can take a lot of time to, with sourcing, you've got to send the products off, packing, but also you have got options to outsource this. So it can be passive down the line, but you still need to manage it. Where I'm saying it can be passive, that means that you have somebody doing your prep work, so a prep center. You can also hire staff to source products for you, but at the end of the day, you will still need to manage that team as you grow. And that could be years into this business, depending on how much capital you start with. Can I do Amazon FBA as a side hustle? Yes, you can do Amazon FBA as a side hustle, but it is going to be a lot of time commitment. And the thing is, if you're easy to give up on something, you're not going to scale as fast. You do need to be committed to this if you are going to start this business. If you're not going to put that time in, you're not going to grow. And as you're growing, you're going to need to spend more time on it. So as I say, you can outsource some of the processes and then manage it. But as a side hustle, this is where many people start, including myself. I was doing this as a side hustle alongside my 9-to-5 job, which I was doing more than 9-to-5. You can definitely put a lot of time into it, but you have got to be consistent and turn up when you can. And like I say, when you are growing, that's when you start outsourcing things like your prep center or getting a virtual assistant to help you with the admin duties, sourcing products, that sort of thing. How much money do I need to get started? This is a really good question. You may have seen people starting with £200, but myself, I started with £500 over 4 years ago. I would recommend, if you was starting, I would be recommending to start with really £1,000. You can go lower to about £500, but you've got to realise you can, in theory, start with less than £500 as well. But you've also got to consider that you're going to have softwares, you're going to have the subscription to sell on Amazon itself. It is going to take you a lot more time to scale that business. And you've got to realise that. The other thing you can do is start with a sample amount, and I wouldn't go too high, because if you make mistakes as a beginner, it's going to be very costly. So I would say around the £1,000 to £3,000 mark is a really nice way to start. So you can get that equipment which you need, and you'd also see that you can scale that business to a decent point. You can also start with around £1,000 and then always add into your business down the line. You don't have to put a lump sum all in at once. Understand the business, understand the processes, like how to add a product, sending shipments in, ungating products. Learn it all first before going in with a huge amount of money. What do I need to get started? This is a really good one as well, and I'll break it down to mandatory or optional items. So mandatory, you're going to need a business bank account. You're going to need to register as a limited company or a sole trader. You're going to need an Amazon selling account, and ideally you need a profit calculator. Also, you need a laptop or a PC to get started. Some of the optionals, but they are pretty important, but you can use alternatives. First things are like label printer. If you don't use a label printer, you can use a normal one, but that is going to cost you in ink. And this would be used to print off labels on the back of barcodes and you're shipping into Amazon labels. You need some scales, which I use everyday household scales for myself. I just used to use them to weigh my boxes before sending them into Amazon. You would need labels for the items, so 1 by 2 inches, and then also shipping labels, which is 6 by 4 inches. Ideally, a tape gun, just to make it easier to seal your boxes up. Double-walled boxes to send your products into Amazon. To save costs, I'd be looking at going to supermarkets or ringing the local industrial estate, because businesses pay to get rid of boxes. So if they have got double wall boxes which are large enough, remember they have to be under 63 centimeters on each side, but they are really important and that will save you a lot of money. So that means that you could put more money into stock instead of a load of cardboard boxes. Also, you need a profit calculator. Like I said before, I recommend SellerAmp. If you go to the link in my bio, and I'll drop it in the comments as well, there is a 14-day free trial, and this is a profit calculator tool which could help you see if a product is profitable or not. There is also a video which you go and watch how to set that up. I will drop that up here as well, so then you could go and have a look at that. What software should I get? Well, like I've just mentioned, I would highly recommend getting SellerAmp. There are other softwares which you can get. Depending on your capital, it depends on if you should get these sort of softwares. There's a software called Keeper. That is a brilliant tool, and every Amazon seller should have that. We also have sourcing softwares like Arbitrage, where you can actually go and source products. Each software has got to hold its own value, because they are going to cost you, and that money could be spent onto stock. But recommend SellerAmp, because that is going to tell you if a product is profitable or not. How can I source products? Well, there is a lot of ways which you can source products. SellerAmp, you go into stores and do retail arbitrage. That is scanning the shelves, looking for clearance products, buy cheap, sell high. There is also online arbitrage, so you could add SellerAmp to your Chrome extensions. This just makes it easier to search for products when you are online. That means you can scan them products, see if they're profitable. There is a lot of ways to source products, but I would recommend sticking with retail arbitrage and online arbitrage at the beginning. There's other methods like Amazon to Amazon and wholesale, but these ones are the ways I would start, and then incorporate Amazon to Amazon and wholesale down the line as you get more experienced. Can I buy products from China? No. That's it, basically. No. If you are buying products from China, that is a different model. That is moving more into a private label model. Even if you searched Alibaba for Oral-B toothbrush heads, they are not going to be genuine toothbrush heads. If Amazon ask and find that you're selling fake products, this would be one way of getting your account deactivated. So make sure you don't go to China, source products. That is a totally different model. We're looking for branded products to buy low, to sell high. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. It's unbelievable the amount of opportunity. There's no need to take a shortcut and go to China and buy fake products. It is against Amazon's terms and conditions on selling fake products. So make sure you don't get caught out by that. How does ungating work? So ungating is a process which Amazon have put in place to protect brands. They are not wanting fake products, as you've just said, to be sold on the Amazon platform. So you have got to make sure you're buying your products from a reputable supplier. That could be a wholesaler, a distributor, an online retailer. You will have to do your checks and do your due diligence when looking at these suppliers. And potentially, you may need to even request an invoice from certain suppliers. I will mention that if you are looking for online suppliers, some suppliers to avoid are OnBuy, Frugo, eBay, all sorts of marketplaces like this you want to avoid because they are third-party sellers. You don't know how genuine their products are. Amazon can actually ask for you to get the supplier's supplier as well. So if you're trying to talk to somebody on eBay, asking where did they buy their products from, they are going to share that information with you most likely. Just save your money, stick to genuine reputable suppliers online, check Trustpilot and everywhere else like that. Look for an identification number on their website, and I always check to see if they have a physical store as well. But the Ungate process is Amazon asking you to provide an invoice of 10 or 100 units. When you press apply to sell, Amazon will give you that quantity which you've got to supply an invoice for. You also have to meet the criteria of making sure the invoice is within date, that's 180 days. Making sure that your seller central information matches everything on that invoice. Your delivery address can be different because you may be sending your products to a prep center. That is obviously going to be a different place to where you're doing your business or where your business is registered. Always make sure that you can provide an invoice when sourcing products for Amazon. I haven't done an ungating video yet, but I am wanting to because there's lots of information which I could give you for ungating. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you'll get notified when that video gets uploaded to this channel. So I hope you like this video. It's a little bit of a different one because usually we have a lot of sourcing videos, how-to guides. I am going live on Tuesday nights, so make sure you come and check me out. It's always great to see you. I do live stream my screen as well, so if you've got any more questions regarding ungating, I could show you that. I am going to drop a ungating template in the link in my bio. So if you want to get a free downloadable to go through everything ungating, you're welcome to come download that. It is a free PDF. But like I say, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and drop us a little thumbs up on the video. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!